But I see a frog. Frogs are exciting. And you'll never guess what it is. It's another Rana vaillanti. Another good old Vaillants Frog. I see another frog down there. Where'd you go? Where'd you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. There you go. Another Vaillanti. Again, super common frog. Okay, so here we go. So this is a juliani, most likely. So you can see that the white stripe on the lip is not as pronounced. That's one of the characteristics. The green head doesn't have that much to do with it, unfortunately. There is some stuff that you can look at with thighs, but it's not always the best characteristic. Things here are really tied to the wet season. We get a lot of frogs, we get a lot of the rainids, but they're more of depending on the rivers. They don't really seem to care what time of year it is, but a lot of the tree frogs, especially the ones that we get in our wetlands, those guys are really dependent on the wet season coming in. I mean, I've been going out most nights over the past few weeks, and I've been seeing already a lot more of the Browns frogs. I've been seeing a lot more Mexican tree frogs. Those guys only started coming out maybe a week or two ago, really. So there's just more frogs coming out, and that means you'll see a lot more of other things. I think it's because there's more insects during this time of year, at least anecdotally it seems like there's more insects, at least more insects they will eat. Everything follows the food chain. There's more insects, there's more frogs, there's more snakes, so it's just good for anyone who wants to go herping. Also means that we'll have greater chance of seeing salamanders. There's a certain salamander species here, Bledoglassa daflini. They have noted it on the property once or twice, but of course no one has taken a picture, which is a damn shame because their nearest range is 150 kilometers away and somewhere in the Chickabull. I mean, I want to get those pictures just so we can write a proper range extension paper. That's actually a big thing that I'm pushing while I'm here. We have 3 more that we're working on at the moment, which I'm just super excited about. I mean, of course, like scientifically they're neat. Bledoglosses are my favorite, but they're also massive. The common name is the giant palm salamander. Yeah, I got multiple reasons for wanting to catch them. Sometimes it's worth it to check the bromeliads. We don't get bromeliad frogs here, like species bromeliad frogs, but they still collect a lot of water, which allows them to attract a lot of insects, a lot of spiders, and a lot of other really cool critters. Nothing. See, this is a good leaf cutter ant trail. This one is probably like, I'd say like medium-high activity. I definitely see some like really active ones. You can see they form the lines, and they're all carrying their individual leaves. Even though it looks like they're, you know, taking a ton of leaves, it's actually found that it's good for plants. It's sort of like pruning, which is just awesome. So, I think I'm actually going to check in on the bat folk. I see them checking nets right now. We can meet them back up at camp and see if they've got anything. We had a really good night last night, so hopefully it's the same tonight. You guys got some bats? Howdy doodly. Has it been a good night so far? More bats?
Are you filming?
I am filming.
Out of my face.
No.
I did. I saw a frog, but I didn't even go after it because they were cooler. We need yours.
Well, you could be wrong, but that's fine.
What do we think?
Yeah. It had a 42-point tricolor like this.
Alright. That's pretty faintly tricolor. Yeah.
Okay. Bat group is doing good. Right now, we have a bunch of interns down there. So we did run a bird banding workshop for about 2 months, but a lot of the interns, so we finished that up last week. And a lot of the interns who were involved with that have now transitioned over to bats. It's more or less the same procedure. You set up nets, you catch animals in them, you get them out, but it's at night. They're still learning, but it's still really cool to, one, be in charge of them and actually get to teach them some really cool, like, wildlife skills. But on the other front, it's cool to just see the variety of wildlife we have here, especially going from, you know, in the day seeing bird species that are migrating up into the States through Belize, and now you get to see all the different bat species, from nectar feeders, all the different phylostomatid bats, and the occasional vampire bat. Super neat. I spy another frog. Looks like another leopard. Another browns. Damn. Yep, another browns frog. Like I said, they're super common here. Make really funny calls too. Kind of sounds like laughing a little bit. And especially when the wetlands are going, they'll all kind of get into the low water and just go crazy with it. Super, super fun. I heard... Oh, there's a mammal up there. Ooh, what are you? You're really high up. Hold up, this is going to... Oh, is that a Kinkajou? Kinkajou. Hell yeah. Well, I think I lost them, but I did get a somewhat decent picture. So, not the best, but it'll do. Kinkajous. They're freaking cool. Guy right down here. One Gulf Coast toad. Something just ran into the woods over there. Huh. Might have just been a frog. Quick look-see, and then we'll head back up. Ooh, nice. Coffee snake. Here we go, little buddy. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely harmless snake. Super, super neato snake. And let me show you something. So, a lot of snake species are very squirmy. They are very hard to get a good photograph of, but there is a really cool trick that a lot of people who do snake photography do. You actually just cup the snake for a little bit, and it puts them into this almost trance-like state. Some of them will ball up, try to protect themselves, but for the most part, they just get really calm. And the neat thing is, if you get a little stick and you act very, very gentle with them, you can actually pose them exactly how you want. So this is something that I use for a lot of my snake photography to get those like natural looking shots. Of course, you do pose them, but when you get them exactly how you want, you can take all the pictures you want. So this is how a lot of people get those really stereotypical naturalist shots. It works really, really well. You can see like coffee snakes are really good at it. They calm down almost instantly. Some other snake species are not as, well, cooperative. Let's see how far we can get with this guy. Sometimes, if you can get underneath their head or their body, you can actually lift up their head and get them to stay that way. If you do mess with them too much, they will get out of it. Him to raise up, and I do want him to more or less look at the camera. So there, just like that. That's how you pose a snake. Like I said, it's super easy, super simple. Of course, only do it with non-venomous species. So, yeah. And then once you pick them up, they're right back to normal. But we're gonna let this guy go. Got another frog. Got really excited there was a stick near him. Oh, stop running. Stop hopping. Another Browns frog. There was a stick near him that made him look a lot like a big snake. Like the frog was the head, the stick was the rest of the damn snake. Not all of our dreams can come true, but we can get another nice little Gulf Coast toad, Incilius valliceps. Oh, super neat. There is another species in the States that looks really, really similar to those guys, Incilius nebulifer, but the ones here are technically the Central American Gulf Coast toads. They're really similar species though. So yeah, I think I'm gonna head back up, mainly because my phone is starting to die. I'm at 10% left, and that's how I'm filming this. So I wanna make sure that's charged because I always run into the coolest stuff whenever I don't have a charged phone. Another Browns. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. You can see some of the ones like the last one we saw are super, super hoppy, and some of them super, super chill. Yeah, I might include them on my next diet study. I just don't know what time they actually eat at. A lot of food gets digested pretty damn quickly, so Another Brown's frog, a bit of a larger one. He's gone. Interesting. So when I walked by here earlier, something hopped around, and I thought it might have been that Brown's frog that we just saw. But as I was walking away, there were more little hops. And I'm wondering if there's something else in there. Nothing. Spy with my little eye, another frog. This one looks to be a juliani, but I don't think I got a good video of. Damn. Oh man, this is a cool bug. So you really can't see it on the camera that well. This bug is straight up iridescent. Neat. I don't know what he is. I'll probably look him up when I get back and put a little text over the video or something like that. Home, sweet home.